You know what? Let's just get straight into it. I'm starting ahead of time. Let's just get straight into it. I have no plans. None whatsoever. And I was like, fuck it, let's just go with Fortnite. Hi there, DJ Atomica. Welcome to the stream. Putting the Purr in Ferocious. Complete 12 mythic quests from 7 and 8 to unlock. Futurama, I already know about that. Shiny metal ray gun. Oh my goodness, have they just now made that a thing in the Joy? Alrighty. Let's listen to some copywritten Fortnite nonsense. Alright, what are my weekly challenges in order to get the fucking thingamadoogs? Week 7, deal damage to opponents with scoped rifles. Week 8, purchase weapons or upgrades. Sprint a distance under the effects of slap. And search containers. Alright, easy enough to do. I'll probably focus on those. And then, what's the spend bar, survive storm phases, upgrade a weapon at the... Oh, okay, all those are easily doable and what have you. That will be easy. There is going to be no problem whatsoever. Alright, what's in this? Sports? Wait, can you, like... Oh, and can the outfits be, like... Hang on a second. Midfield, stalwart, aerial threat. Can you... Alright. Oh! Night 14, yes. In that order as well. What does America look like? America looks boring. It looks absolutely fucking boring. Alright, no, I got what I want. Alrighty. Skins will, like, randomize and shit like that as well, so it won't be too hard. And, yep, I got my bricks for being able to do weapon purchases and weapon upgrades. This will be fun. I'm not, like, the best at this, I will be real with you. I might get into the top 50 if I don't... Or... No, I'll get into the top 20 if I don't fuck up on my landing. But, you know, otherwise, you know... I'm at the mercy of the whatsamahoozies, of the, I'm at the mercy of the challenges. How have I been? I have been fairly alright. I was, like, not mentally all there for Tuesday, and I slowly had to recover from that. Wednesday was really nice. I got raided, which was really cool, and I was able to create, like, an animation using Blender to basically have some ice cubes fall into a glass, and then I filled the glass up with some liquid. I called it a cocktail, and are you kidding me? No. No, I am not kidding you. I did all of this just to throw you off your sleep schedule, just to throw you off the scent. And what's more, you didn't get first. DJ Atomica got first. All of this was just to upset you. Not for, like, some other reason of, like, oh, hey, rather than, like, risk me wanting to go to bed early and not stream tonight like I did on Tuesday because I got hit with the depresso, I thought, you know what? Furry Cures has got too much going for them. I gotta ruin their day. I gotta ruin their night. And for whatever reason, my sounds are not working. To play it safe, land with teammate. Why is this taking forever to load? This should not take forever. Emotional damage. Exactly. Like, this should not take forever to like download and all that kind of nonsense. This should be like lightning fast and shit, and yet for some reason it ain't.
Furrycures 1221 paid me to say go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon. I have a feeling there were some people in my Discord that were not aware that go suck a lemon is an insult. It isn't anything else other than an insult. Also, game, would you mind explaining to me why you're shit? I'm gonna close Intro Fighters. Task Manager. Like, is this thing actually having a Let's have a look. It's barely using any of my GPU right now. Although OBS is like using 60% of my GPU, which I should probably fix. You didn't even give like those notices of the time, you just threw it in at once? Yes. I just sort of... I didn't do an announcement at 10 a.m. or anything like that. I have been like dead tired with a majority of oh, there we go. Cool. Try not to die. Oh, and then Furry Cures gets me to die anyway. Alrighty, let's see how we go. Yep. Alright. Ooh, if that's slap juice, then I'm already, like... There we go. Alrighty. Don't F me, I haven't failed yet. I haven't failed yet, okay? I am still alive, thank you very much. Alrighty, nice. Oh, we now have entirely different revolvers now, do we? And swap you for that. Don't give a shit about grenades. Season 3 of Rocket League? Are we allowed to have that kind of advertisement in here? Rocket League, Season 4, Rocket... Is Rocket League, like, with, Epic Games? I didn't think so. Alrighty. So, the Mammoth Pistol... So the Mammoth Pistol uses, like, the heavy things. Don't know, don't care, you're not a Fortniter. Yeah, no, that's fine. You don't need to be a Fortniter. Just so long as you're not gonna, you know, talk shit about the fact of, like, oh, the Fortnite is going to hell because it's got so many kids in it or some shit like that. It's like, no. Fortnite is, like, the reason it grew in popularity and all that nonsense isn't because of, like, oh, it's so great for kids. It is... more mechanically polished than every other battle... Ow. I got distracted. I effed up completely. I raised my hand off... Thank you for the Fs. Ready up. Woo! Now you can F me. Yes, you can. Finding a next match. Cool. How is average sweater 5 gonna do? Oh, wait, does the thingamajiggy have to start back at the beginning when they take over a property? They can't just, like, swap and steal. Damn, didn't know. But yeah. No sex terms, you got effed. But yeah, like... Fortnite had, like, one of the better... My goodness, why am I sick? Return to lobby, then ready up. So... Ding, 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 ding. Thank you. Play. Lol, yes, give me a highlight of when I got eliminated, because that's exactly what I want. No, that's not what I want. But yeah, like, Fortnite was one of those like battle royales that was mechanically sound and polished. Everything else before then was jank as shit, and it was because a lot of it was technically, sure, from an indie / early access scene, but so was like Fortnite when it first came out. Like, believe it or not, Fortnite was doing Save the World or something, or rather, and then they were like, oh hey, it's like the battle royale is getting popular, let's do Fortnite battle royale. It's like a small pivot for us, and it turned out to be very successful, and they decided to just go like whole hog into the battle royale instead of continuing their Save the World stuff. Like, I remember getting into this like way back when it was Save the World, because I was interested in the whole, you know, zombie tower defense base building thing, and here is battle royale come in, and it was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Oh my god, a naked zebra. Not by choice. Hi there, Masonic. Jump. Yay, I got my shirt back. But yeah. Hi there, Masonic. Yeah, Furry Kira stole my shirt. Alright. Ding ding. Cookie for DJ. Here you go. Alrighty, let's see. Let's go for the Rumble Ruins. I'll be getting relatively close. Let's go in at sub 1000. 3, 2, 1. But yeah, like, it was mechanically sound and shit like that. Like, I don't know if we ever got any, like, better battle royale after Fortnite. Like, there was a lot of emulation and shit. And, you know, now they've, like, sort of progressed beyond, like, you know, being really good at a genre. And it's now all about, you know, having this sort of content. And instead of, like, you know, swapping shit. All right, hang on. Where is he? Where the fuck is... Where is he? There he is. Cool.
HII.
You can HII me if you want. This was a fucking battle, okay? And NPC, can you fucking move? Nearly dead in health already. Alright, we'll head down there. Sure. Alrighty, who the fuck is that? Also, why does he have so much health? I do not remember NPCs having so much. You're playing as Beast Boy. Yeah, I'm playing as Beast Boy. Any time I, like, you know, change my I go from like one match to the other, the outfit will change. Alrighty, and then Drink. Drink. Grab the wasps and swap out for the assault rifle. Alrighty, moving along. Oop, hello. Neat. Headshots are still very effective. Sharp-tooth shotgun. I am going to keep the jar of wasps, because I need to do, like, a certain amount of damage to, wasps and such like that. I remember still having the, that in, like, my quest line, where it's, like, 100 points of damage with wasps in one match. I don't know how long do they plan to add characters that they do not associate with guns in this goddamn game. Wait. Let me read your... I want to know. How long do they plan to add characters that do not associate with guns? Oh, like, for a while, I'd imagine. Like, that's not stopped. Alright, hang on. Where is he shooting? Where's my buddy? Great. I have no idea where he is as he shoots up the place. Alright. Gain while riding animals. Yep, sure. And can I activate this thing? No, I cannot. I'll just sit around and explore. Meow. Oh. That's why. Okay.
Otto underscore Valeric paid me to say ground came back from the hospital 2 days ago and
Came back from the... She's doing much better now. Excellent to hear, Masonic. Excellent to hear. Glad to hear your grandmother is doing better. Wonderful. She gets to live for another... How many years away is she from being 100? 100's like now like the easily possible age number, isn't it? 100? What the hell is that? Were those noises? And poof. Alrighty. Go into here, open this. More ammunition. We can always do with more ammunition. And that probably wants a purple item of some point. Gain instant. Where's the one for the wasps? There's like a thing you get covered in mud when you... Yep, cool. There's like a thing where it's like, oh, you get like a jar of wasps, and every time you do an elimination, you get more wasps. I want to find that. The hell was that? No. Oh. Cool. I am still alive. Ow. Collect that. And...
Now that is what we call a skill issue.
You are correct. Thankfully, I am not the one with the skill issues. That is entirely someone else. Alright, now I'm pretty sure, like, the Optimus thingy-majiggy is over there.
Zeebs is a cutie.
I refute that. Bring the prism trace to the apparatus. Hopefully, this is where I'm going for the apparatus. Open this up, thank you. Where is our thingy-majiggy to get moving? Yep, there it is, right there. Ooh! Swap you, so then that way...
Emotional damage! Hello!
I thought that was the apparatus. Was that not the apparatus? Great. Alrighty. Hi there, Code. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Give the item. This is acceptable.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna spit in your mouth.
Please don't spit in my mouth. I'm fucking winning. How is it going, Code? Grab that purple. I already have, like, an assault rifle, so I should really, if I can, get a different thingy-majiggy, such as... Ooh, hang on. There we go. That one's like of epic proportions. What's this one? Uh-huh. Okay, and you? Oh, yes, please. And then... Still no new jar of wasps. I'm just gonna have to throw the jar of wasps and hope they work. Get ya butt smacked. PC is up and running. Hey, nice to hear, Code. Nice to hear. Alright, so that's not your thingy. So what apparatus are they talking about?
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna spit in your mouth.
M quests, snapshots. Where is the thingy-madiggy for the apparatus? Like... Alright, so please. Alright, gain, yep, cool. Hey, there we go. Receive Will Wasp Jar, and you gain an additional one for each thingy-madiggy. That's what we want. So now, the next time we deal with adventurers and the such, we have an opportunity to try and gain some wasps. I would join you, but you got night shift and you need to sleep a bit before making some food. Not to worry, Code. I have been working slightly earlier than normal in my week, hence why I decided this time around to get started streaming, like, you know, before 5. Alrighty. Now that's a lot of damage. Alrighty. Everyone is having their little fun. The other guy, hang on. Let me stay out of his little peripheral. I don't see him. Weird. Oh, there's one of the guys all the way over there. Well, so far, not dead. Searching containers. Any double chests? No. I'd rather not waste. It's oh so important. Need to get some scope damage in there. Gonna do some OBS work tomorrow. Hey, sounds good. Sounds good. OBS work is important work.
Joy,
I need to think about whether I need to do OBS work myself as well. Like maybe coming up with like a different means of doing like my the whole moving my zebra around and such. Alrighty. Also, I need to figure out... Oh yeah, I got my jar of bees, or my jar of wasps. I am A-okay. I am A-okay. Alrighty. And there's a tear. Using that to heal myself. Storm will be shrinking again. Huh.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, there's no one here. Color me a little bit concerned. Alright, reload you. Reload you. Alright. Wasps at the ready. Icy is very cute. You are correct. Darn it. I heard someone, and NPC was not too helpful. Darn. What color is concern? I don't know, like purple? Oh, Grant cute too. Not cute at all. Icy is cute. Yay, we now have nomad spears. Thank you. Now we get to play as a galaxy woman. Let's see. Now I have to do the wasp thingy-majiggy all over again. Yep, I have to do the wasp thingy. I was 60 points through with the wasps, and I needed another 40, and I betcha I only got up to like 75 on that one. Alrighty, spear, cool. Wait. Oh, because you can go with either a carver, so nomad's carver, and dingy. Alrighty, so that's how they're doing it. Alright, what about my daily? Hit a flower with a pickaxe, spending bars, upgrade a weapon at a bench. Oh, easy enough things to do. 2%! Only 2% cute? That seems off, Alvirus. Hi, Alvirus. 83% cute, however. Furry Killers, absolutely adorbs. Absolute adorable adorbs. Absolute adorbs. Alrighty then. Not competing, not item shop, not career, not V-Bucks.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna spit in your mouth.
You do that. Alright, what is... Cost 7, 3, 6, 5, and then that's a full 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so definitely wants me going up like hundreds and such. How far away am I from... Oh, that's trippy. Let's see. One more quest, and then that's 3 more quests. And that's 6 more quests. Alright. Let's go. You been around pigs all days? You're losing your cuteness by the second? Like, literal pigs or figuratively pigs? I have no idea. Excuse me. Alright. It's part of your new job. Oh. Damn. Okay. Didn't know it was going to be that kind of a job. Complete everything. I need to go to the bathroom. I am so sorry. Hang on a second. Break BRB. Start the music again. And... I reckon I can get this done in about 30 seconds. question. Oh, hang on. Question for you, chat. Wait, where's my emotes? Oh, I closed the intro fighters. I forgot I closed the intro fighters. I didn't actually whatsamahoozies. I didn't like hide them. I actually closed them because I thought they were using up too much processing. My bad. Look at my himbo. 98. Oh, did you get 98%? Let's see. Furry Cures, Elvirus, Masonic 90. Nice work on the 98%. I just realized she has laces. Why does this galaxy woman have laces? Like, do you see that, chat? Oh, wrong zoom. Not this zoom. Once it's done zooming, there we... Oh, never mind. She had laces on or something. It was weird. Made no sense. Also, alt-tabbing once again to close some windows. Okay. All kinds of noises. So that's fine. They got a Superman? Oh no, it's just someone with a Superman cape. There's a lot more like copywritten music involved than I recall. Alright. Oh! This is a good time to see what kind of damage does this do. Oh, goddamn. Alright. And body shot meanwhile. Yeah, that's a headshot if you can, like, take the time. Alright. Once again, heading to the Rumble Ruins. Always a good option. Alrighty. 3, 4 is our wasp thing. There we go. Are. I'm sorry. That was with missing bullets. Oh, god damn you. Wrong person. Wrong person. That was the NPC. Well, this is going to be a weird start. Oh, goddamn. He knows I'm still here. Question is he going to rush me? see him. That could have been the NPC that was shooting at me as well, though. It probably wasn't. Alright, T. Thank you. Oh, hello. I don't know why you didn't decide to use the bigger gun. Alright, DRM, thank you. And moving on. Drink. Drink. And drink. The reason for that is I still get thingy-majiggies. Hi there, Cobra. Welcome to the stream. What are you saying? I'm back from vacation and you're watching your favorite streamer? You don't mean that. Me? No. You don't mean that. You don't mean me. What are you talking about? Oh, hang on. Is there a... Oh, it's on the other side of the thingy-majiggy. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Alrighty. Let's get moving. I need to find a jar of wasps. You're my favorite zebra streamy boy. That one I believe. There is not that many zebras out there in the streaming Twitterverse. So I very much believe that I am a lot of people's #1 zebra streamer, and I very much appreciate the sentiment. Alright, thank you for the lever action. Gain IC, first barrel in the magazine of thingamadoogies. Thank you. Map. Okay, you're a bit of a distance. I don't know how we'd get to you quickly. Oh, chest again. You're gonna find a lot of times I have a plan on the deployment. I have no other plan afterwards. Not unless there's like a quest line that's telling me, oh, hey, you should go here. Actually, if I do look at my quest, what do I got? Bomb with an axe. Investigate for signs of... Okay, that's outside the zone. Search for thingy-madiggies at something or other and something or other. Alright, let's see if I can get to that. 800 meters. Alrighty, time to go on a little bit of a trek. You said that last time too. Yes. I most likely will say a lot of things more than once. Alrighty, let's have a look. Oh. Oh, hang on. That way I can just grab from there. There we go. Clever. Well, I did what I needed to do in one of my quests. I probably should have been like, rather than trying to throw the thingy-majiggy, I should have like actually have engaged with them, but I got my quests done. I got different quests done, I should say. So yeah, how was your vacation, Cobra? I don't know if I got much, much insight as to what your vacation was like. Yeah, we're gonna be playing as the fucking Optimus Prime. Can I rotate him? No. Oh, I can do this. Nice. And then we've got... Alrighty, alright, so this one wants me searching places. And this one wants me searching up here, which is probably a good thing to go for. Emotes, meanwhile... Fang Dance looks cool, but... Next match, here we go. The previous game had like a lot better highlights, but you know, I was just lost in the sauce. Excuse me. Nose. Account level 176. Is there a way of like going? Oh yeah, there is. 2023. The city awaits. Landed a chapter 4 season 2. And then this was chapter 4 season 3. Okay, so I did try getting back into this game at chapter... Wait, hang on. At what? When did it say? So chapter 4 season 3. Chapter 4. Chapter 4 season 2. Oh, okay. So we've gone from like season 2 to season 3. All right, so it has been a while, Z's. Leap. $173. $173. So long as I can stop and aim, I should be good. Oh, did someone start a prediction? What prediction did you start? Is Grant cute? Yes or no? Oh, you should already know the answer to this, Masonic. You should already be aware of this. Alright, this is gonna be a long-ass trip. Because we're going to be searching for stuff up here. And then we'd want to make our way south. Let's see, are we going to get any closer? No. Looks like that was as close as we were going to get. Actually, drop down here, because we need a glide. We still have the glide phase to do, and we can get quite a bit of distance done trying to get to that. You are going to fail on this prediction. Unless no one joins in on this prediction, in which case, you know, everyone's effed up. There we go. Oh. Oh, wait, no, that was just bushes. That wasn't important. There we go, and... DRM. Alrighty. Alrighty. Find some chests. There we go. Keys. I don't have any. Oh, that was lucky. Then no keys still. Shame. Ding, 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 ding. Could you, like, just... Thank you. Confront Turk and Riptide. Alrighty. Hi, Bone. There we are. Alright, so that's one of you out of the way. Gain while sliding. Alright, once I take on this person or I get into... There we go. So that's them out of the way. Report findings and gain more from Triggerfish. Cool. Noted. Will do. How is it going? Think of it as a penalty for losing. Yeah, if I lose, I have to do however many squats I have to do. I will probably die very often, however, let's be real. Alrighty, quests in the weekly. It wants me searching there, which should be... Oh, Jesus. That would have been problematic if I did not... There we go. Alright, Alright, let's make our way. Making our way through the jungle, jumping around and covered in mud. Ba-ba-ba-bum-ba-bum. Bum-bum-bum-ba-ba-bum-ba-bum. This would be a lot easier if I had a car. Hopefully there's one already there. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Traversal 2. Yep, I'll go with use. Fourth one is the one that gives me the wasp stuff. So. Also, I need to upgrade shit when I have the chance. Or hopefully get keys. I didn't get any keys so far. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. Still no keys. Darn, was really hoping for one at least. That way I could at least go for like a legendary instead of... Oh, let's see, what about you? Still no keys. Darn. Why? Why does this game not like me? Alright, fine, let's upgrade you. And then... Motorcycle. How are things, Bone? Beside... Oh, you woke up an hour ago. So really, not that much has changed. That is fine. I am close to things I can loot. If I can find them. Otherwise, this is going to be a very... Oh, Jesus, I forgot I had that. I forgot I had the high gravity thing. And I think there's other people here, which will make this just a little bit trickier. Yeah, sounds like there's peeps here. How many peeps are here?
Don't make me send you to Jesus myself.
Check your corners next time. That was a bit of a dickish move, I will be real with you. They probably are not going to like me for doing that. Where is the card? There's the card. And I damaged no one with the wasps, unfortunately. So... this is going to be a fun little demonstration of restraint. Thank you for the slurp. Enhanced mythical flap thingy-majiggy will be useful. What about you? Oh, you give me a drum. Yes, please. There we go. And now to reap my rewards. There we are. Alrighty. Just need to grab the rest of the shit. Alrighty, should be... anything else in here? No, there isn't. Everyone is just killing themselves one way or another. Elsewhere? Alright, let's see. He's not too far away. The question is he moving towards me or is he moving away? If he's moving towards me, then they may be in... oh, they are very high up in their, like, thingy-majiggies, because they're 294 levels. Now, it looks like they're moving away. Yeah, it looks like they're moving further into the circle. Assault rifles reload faster on an empty thingy-majiggy. I will accept that. Yep, they're moving away. Thank you. Alrighty, let's get moving. Now, there should... somewhere around here is... if I don't kill myself. Alrighty. And someone poached the target. Not the worst thing to happen. Hello, boar. There we go. Alrighty. Let's see. Where is the next excitement? A lot of deaths. Lots of deaths.
Jai, I... Emotional damage.
Ooh. I will accept that. Now, where is our other fella? There's always more than one. Good luck. Wow. Yeah, luck is on my side a large number of times. Oh my god, there goes my boar! Oh boy. Alright. Alrighty, where is he? There he is. Imagine my surprise. That's fine. Once again, not able to get enough of the wasp thingy-madiggies as I wanted. But I'm getting the wasps, like, relatively late into the game. Thank you for the Fs. Alrighty. 20 squats. Here we go. 20 squats. Hit me with the Fs as I do my 20 squats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. Thank you for the 20 squats. All right, let's go for another one. Excuse me. Do I have any friends? Nah, everyone's on elsewhere. Let's see, what's worth saving? I'm gonna save this one, because this one was like, that was cheeky. Oh, it includes the NPCs in the whole thingy-madoogie. Okay. Weird. And then... yeah, I was eliminated here. Where... yeah, I didn't make any good shots whatsoever. I should have drunk in here. 10. That's fine. But I didn't. Alrighty. Use crouch to reduce your profile and to hide behind smaller objects. I know. Alrighty. Alright, let's see. What is our... can I slide all the way down? Let's see how long of a slide that is. Oh, come on. This way, this way, this way, this way. No! Okay. Hang on. We're doing that again. 1 second. Hang on. Let's do that again. Alright, first I just gotta get my thingy-majiggy back up. then... Okay, so it looks like that is the highest point, so... Alright, let's see how far we can go. Alright, so hard right. Wait, do I have, like, no... Oh, never mind. Alrighty, what's up on my, snapshot here? That's gonna be a bit of a distance. And we're not gonna get any closer, so might as well start doing the long trek now. Alrighty. All of you liked throwing that F then earlier? Alrighty, Alright, let's have a look. Someplace with a vehicle. Someplace with a vehicle. I'm not seeing any. Alrighty. Why did they make it wasps, honestly? Why couldn't they make it wasps and fireflies, like the thrown insect stuff, rather than only the one type of insect? Oh! I didn't know that was in the list of things we could grab. Thank you. Alrighty. Thermal DMR. Oh, and it's unlimited ammo too. Alrighty, let's see. Let's see how this performs. Alright, and it's got the... Yep. Alrighty, time to get to the fish. So long. Wanna play only ups, please? Wait, what? Only ups? I don't know what you mean by only ups. The terminology is alien to me, what you just said there. Alright, let's just talk to... Oh, hello. That's what I wanted. One, and then swap for you. And... drink. 3, 2, 1, and there we go. There's our fish guy. Hello, fish man. Cool. Alrighty, time to get moving. Headshots or eliminate enemies. Sounds easy enough. They sound a bit of a distance away, but worth checking out. Alright, hang on, I need to calm down. Hey there, Dragor! Welcome to the stream. I am doing poorly at this game. You probably just saw me, like, miss all my shots. Where is... Oh. To be fair, though, he was also terrible at the game as well, so I'm not gonna feel too bad about that.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna spit in your mouth.
Do not spit in my mouth, please. Huh.
Emotional damage.
Ijai. Why all the Icy quotes? Do you wish Icy was here? Do you wish that Icy was able to... do you wish Icy was here to, like, you know, do some things to me or something or other? You're trying to summon him? Oh.
Calm your ice paddy.
Do I have my phone on me? It's somewhere. Well, it's not on me, unfortunately. You know, you can also, like, he's in my Discord. You can also just lie and be like, hey, Grant is shit-talking you or something like that. He'd believe you because I most likely would have for whatever other kinds of context. Alrighty, jump. Alrighty, swap out. There we go. Yep, that's a better equipment set. And then, tink. Uh-huh. Eren Yeager is, or, yeah, that is Eren Yeager. Yep, we're gonna upgrade that to Legendary. Yep, cool, this thing has a scope, which means we'll be able to gain Icy while boosting. Yes, let's do that. Ooh, I need that. Thank goodness for the wasps. Oh, tell me you said that. What? What did I possibly say? You're gonna need to be a little more specific now. Alrighty, I need to find an Eren Yeager without him finding me first. Looks like he is just moving away, though, so... Oh, I needed to be, like, right in front of it, didn't I? Yep, I needed to be right in front of it. Idiot! Oop, I don't see him. He's not there. God, how far does he go? Like, Jesus, man.
Ijai.
Ijai is absolutely correct. Ijai. Come on. If I can at least get to that while it's purple, then it should be some worthwhile loot anyway. There we go. Oh, hello. The fuck is he? There we go. Eren Yeager eliminated. No more genocide. Oh, God's sakes. There we go. Hey, slurp juice. Yes, please. Alright, drink this. And drink this. Give me my wasps. There we go. Thank you for the wasps. I used up a lot of gold to do that, so now I have to try and get more gold back. Brilliant. Perfect. Uh-huh. That is 1,000 meters away. I'm not gonna get to that. Icy isn't even on. Yeah, he's not online or anything like that, I don't think. Oh, God. You heard that, right? Oop, yep, I heard that.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna spit in your mouth.
There we go. Nice. Yet I still tagged him. Yeah, no, I think he's just gonna appear as offline is the thing. Pog, yay. Hit 20 headshots or eliminate opponents. Easy enough. How many keys I have? Just one. Lever action shotgun. Explosive repeater. I've already got like a... Yeah, alright, here we go. So, we're gonna go for this legendary lever action. Because this, like, Bender shiny metal... The ray gun is already, I thought the tails were two big ass cheeks. No, no, they are not ass cheeks. They're tails. Do you really think Epic Games was gonna give us a fat ass operator? Hell nah. These are tails. And this skin actually has an interesting feature where you can, what's-a-mahoozy? You can each elimination you make, you get a tail. And it just maxes out at 5, unfortunately, instead of like a mythical 9. They really should have had it go up to 9 to go with like the Kitsune legend about the Kyuubi, the 9-tailed fox. Oh, it's going this way. Well, that's annoying. I was hoping it was going to go the other way, but alright. Okay, hit opponents or eliminate them. Headshots or eliminate. We are really close to an elimination. Just need to be cautious of things like a velociraptor. There we go. Mine now. This will help make the conflicts just a little bit better to handle. 19 out of 20. fuck is that? Gold. I wonder if that's the victory crown. Someone is being a little bit busy. Nope. Alright, moving on. We gotta get moving. I thought that would be a victory crown. Icy responded. I don't know what Icy said. I'm in the middle of streaming right now. Is he messaging me? No, he's not. That was a Telegram notification, not Icy. Cool. Alrighty. 5 people remaining. Cool. And we're not even at, like... This is not a good place to be. This is not a good place to be. It's way... Either you're up high, looking to pick people off, or you need to pass through here. Hello? There we go. Oh, they had the ray gun as well. What do you know? Alrighty. 2 people remaining. That's not good. Not good, not good, not good at all. Alrighty. It looks like they're in the circle. How far into the circle are they? Stick to high ground. You responded with a Sylveon with a knife. Noted. Come on. You're close. You'll have to get close anyway. There's only 2 of us. There's only 2 of us. There's only 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. Ah! Nice work. I failed on that one. Yep, F's indeed. Alright, what did you write in my chat? What did you write in my chat? Lie about you to get you to come. He also told you to get in the chat, no balls. I said none of these things. Alrighty, return to the lobby. I got the wasp thingy-majiggy done. I did not expect them to, like, run up behind me. I thought I had, like, cover and all that kind of such on my side because of what the yellow circle was demonstrating, but I was clearly wrong. Challenge Turk or Riptide to a duel and defeat them in battle. Easy. They're going to be somewhere up there. Meanwhile, in my weekly, searching chests and ammos at the brutal thingy-majiggies. Purchase weapons or weapon upgrades. Deal damage to opponents with pistols. Those I can get done. 1 of 2, 1 of 2. Alrighty, so I need to get that one out of the way as well. Got a new skin, though, which is... What's this one? Ah, that's the weird time one. Not that great. Alrighty, then. No, it's just Sky saying a woo and then Gooey saying tummy. Slowly but surely, my what's-a-mahoozies, my, Discord is coming together. Is Blue even doing anything? Like, this isn't me, like, trying to throw shade or any of that kind of shit. I am honestly curious. Is Blue just... Oh yeah, is Grant cute? Choose the outcome. Nah, I'm not cute. Nice try. Alrighty then. Twitch moderator. Also, I need to see whether there's a way to... where is... there it is. Audio. Music.
What if we held hands as a treat?
As a treat. No, not interested, sorry. Alrighty. Yay, I am now a cat. Alright, let's see if I can slide all the way from the top down to the bottom, like a continuous path. Let's see. So this is like relatively highest. Let's see if we can... Here we go. Alright, let's see. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yep, more distance. That's good. More distance, more distance. No, not the tree. Yep, thank you. Am I gonna fall off the edge? Nah, they catch me at the end. Alrighty. Jump out immediately. Alright, start flying. I need to try and get to that point there. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty. Should be easy enough. So long as no one else follows me to this thing, we should be good. Alrighty. Alrighty. So that's Riptide. Is there any... do I get shields for doing this? No, I do not. Alrighty then. There we go. Swap you out. Swap you out. And Riptide. Enough, enough. Yep, we hauled up. Cool. So now we gotta save all these things. Might as well pick up some gold while we're at it. Ooh, yes please on that one. Let me break all this down. Why does my headphones make, you know, disconnect and reconnect noises, I wonder? Actually, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Nope, don't need any of that shit. Up. Gain 2 keys. I will accept that. That way, if we find a good chest, I'm able to, you know, just... There we are. Alrighty. I need to get to the Bastion. 600 meters. Hopefully there isn't a lot of people who have been bursting in there and grabbing shit. Oh, hello. And I get myself some slap juice for the troubles. Yeah, you're not really worth anything to me. Ooh. I will give this try. The kinetic Watsumuhuzi. See if that does anything for me. Okay, so I can throw it, and then right trigger will detonate it and recall it. Thank you for that. Deploy the banana umbrella. 53 people remaining in the match. 51 people. There's a lot of peeps here. Slide down. Alright, so that's one. Two. Three. Can't recruit that NPC. Knowingly enough, someone else is here. Well, got my mission done, so that's good. God, fucking wind is getting me nervous. Gunfight. Just what I want to hear. What was he planning? Well, his loss. Got a triple elimination for that as well, which was rather nice. He did get my shields down, though. Ooh. Excuse me while I have, like, way more focus than I should. Ah. You know what? Let's give it a try. Nope, too far. Never mind. I thought it might be a fun idea. It is not a fun idea that I'm willing to experiment with. Especially at this stage of the tourney. Yep, no. Forget about it. Forget it.
Don't make me send you to Jesus myself.
You may. Deal bonus damage. I'm not running any SMGs. Shotguns reload faster. I will accept that. And then that's turned to blue. Not worth. Now that I have the victory crown as well, I will get a little bit more experience as well, which should be nice. Alrighty. No, up, not down. R4, we want to be going up, not down. Alrighty. Oh, they're getting close.
Hey Grant, Jim the Cerberus says
Yeah. Hi, Jin. Thank you for the save reminder. I died. No, it's not your fault. I'm just not that good at the game. Like, I had the laser focused on him. It doesn't do that much damage, and... Hey, I got a new time thingy-majiggy. Awesome. What I should do... Yep, hit me with the Fs. Ah! Alrighty, disable that. F, D. D is not F. Yeah, because, like, looking at this, it's like... There he is there, off-center, didn't aim for the head.
Jim the Cerberus says
At that distance, I probably should have... At that distance, I probably should have swapped over to the... rather than starting with the laser, I should have started with the, like, the rifle or something like that, and then swapped over to shotgun as he closed the distance, so... I will say the triple elimination, though. That was impressive. Alrighty, what's next on the quests? Alright, we gotta return to Triggerfish. He should be like the last of the quests for the snapshot. And then this one, travel distance while riding on wildlife and dealing damage with a pistol. You're making me want to get Paradise Power Skills. Oh, are you meaning this mouse fella right? Hang on a second. Presets, load. Why? Okay, hang on a sec. Save as new. Mouser. No, hang on, not Mouser. Paradise. Give me a second. Mousicles. He's not a mouse. I know that much. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Edit the style. You're meaning this fella right here? Let's go with... I like the Flamingos thingy-majiggy. You're talking about that guy right there. Look at that muscle. So much furry bait in the thingy-majiggy now. Like, look at that. And then... what would be his thing? Kitsune? Lucia? Let's go... Nah, I reckon the mallet. The mallet is something funny for him. And then it will be like whatever these thingy-majiggies. And then... Quick save. There we go. But yeah, so I gotta do these things. And the reason I'm doing them is so then that way I can unlock his final thingy. Look at this. He's a fucking cat with like a tiger print shirt. I'm a bit of a meowskulls. Meowskulls. Alrighty then. Excuse me. Let's do this. Alright, close that tab because there isn't anyone on the tweeters that I need to keep an eye on. Actually, let me see. Control N, Twitch. How long is left in the BP? Because you haven't played it at all? Well, it should say, August 25th. You have plenty of time. I think they've been fiddling and fucking around with the battle pass where instead of it being like, you know, a month or something like that to get 100 levels. It's like, oh, here's another thing where you basically have to go through like 200 levels instead. You still get quite a bit in the first 100, but I feel like they're now sort of like there's a lot more stuff to get once you go beyond level 100 is their idea. Meow skulls. Bonk. There we go. Which of these things do I... They really should have had the whoop 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 be like at the same speed as like actual Zoidberg, being able to just sort of be, because when Zoidberg, like, he's crouched out and such, like his side to side is very quick. It probably would have been annoying for the game having like a different hitbox going lower and wider, either for the same like movement speed as like your general movement, but it would have been so good. Oh, would you look at that? We just have one place to go. All right, first and foremost, move all the way out to sea. How is your evening going, Jin? How is it going? Oh, there's me on my Beyblade. There we go. Get a little bit of... No. Fruits. What a waste. Oop, hello. Two of you. Yes, please. You pointed at Ratted the Meowskull's butt. It's going alright? Hey, so long as it's going okay, that's all you can ask for, really, and that's okay. Hello, Triggerfish. Nice. Alrighty, cool. That mission is done. Hopefully no one is gonna... And I leveled up for all my efforts as well. Thank you for the clip. Wait, what the? Oh, it's the little, like, shroom thingy-madiggies. Nice. Alrighty. I need to find pistols. There we go. Ooh, slap juice. Yes, please. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get out of Dodge. Alright, what's up in my quest? Snapshot done. Daily. Score points by doing tricks on a dirt bike, restoring health by eating vegetables or meats. Travel a distance with wildlife. Alright, we should be able to find some wildlife around here then. Oh, hello. There we go. Again, we've got this thing, whatever that is. Like, where is that supposed to go, frankly? I have no idea. Bring the prism to Trace at the apparatus. Who's Trace? None of this makes sense. Yeah. What the? Oh, it just threw me to an entirely different person to spectate instead of the person that, like, you know, shot me and such. Weird. Okay. Slowly loading. Yep, cool. So we now have that commando. Dealing damage to opponents with pistols. That one's going to take a little bit of time unless I, you know, luck out into some things. Traveling distance on wildlife. I should be able to do that. Gain shields, headshots, open chests at landmarks. That should be easy enough to do. Battle pass. Bonus rewards. 7, 10, 16, 21... 41
Calm
points
your eyes, Paddy.
in order to get that. And you can't move on until you get to the next thingamadiggy. Alright. So we got the first page out of the way. Nice. Got that. Got that weird thing. Beacon glass. Cool. And we've got that lady. Alrighty. Also... Oh, no, never mind. I thought we actually... Dumb me, thinking I actually... I saw the checkmark 1 and I was like, oh, I must have unlocked the next thingamadiggy for the cat person, but I didn't. The cat person still doesn't have the cool thingamadiggy that I wanted. Meanwhile...
Go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon. Alrighty. Let's go again. I wonder if this is gonna get really tired really quickly for peoples. Also, is someone direct messaging me? 5:42. What time is it? 6:30. Bit rate is rather crunchy.
Now that is what we call a skill issue.
It's Beef McCat. If they don't have it, it's gonna be a question mark of why don't they? I would very much like to know. Those guys were looking a little chunky. And then there's Naruto. Oh my goodness. The absolute insanity of this map. There's another Naruto. I really wish I did a... Are you winning, Zeebs? I like to think so. I've been getting in, like, the top, like, 50, I'd say, except for the previous match. Hello, Commander Zhao. I've been doing, like, fairly alright, all things considered.
I refuse to elaborate, because I don't know what I just said.
You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to... Ding. Thank the driver, and drop out. I am nowhere near that.
Okay.
Be so fine, then boom. Horny. Alright, let's see how we go in this busy economy. You was curious, why does Icy's quotes feature so heavily in your stream? Was there an in-joke or something? Icy has a lot of, like, quotable nonsense, and they've given me a lot of their audio files, and I was like, yeah, sure, okay. And what ends up happening is, rather than engaging me with questions and, you know, topics to discuss and try and distract me in my, like, playthrough and such, I'll instead have people using the commands from Icy and such like that to, you know, get their entertainment and what have you. There we go. Alrighty. 1, 2. So, it's one of those kinds of things. I very much appreciate it, Benru. The questions, however. Keep them coming. Keep me distracted. See if you can really screw up my my attempts in trying to get this what's-a-mahoozies. Where is our buddy? Oh, hello. Hang on. I need to jump on you. There we go. We need to go the distance. All right, let's see. I wanna like fight. Oh, hello. There we go. '74th, not that great there, but I was, you know, rearing to go for a fight and, you know, moving around with wildlife, which I accomplished. Stage 2 of 2, deal to opponents with pistols. 375 damage out of 2,000. Slowly but surely, we'll get there further. Hey, look, I almost tagged you in a very not safe for work post on Twitter, but thought better of it because it featured a Zeebs. You can tag me into those things. I'm interested. Look, I understand there's some people here that may not be, you know, interested in the not safe for work zebra and such, and I don't normally retweet a lot of the not safe for work zebra on Twitter. I probably can start doing that, considering everyone is just abandoning Twitter with all kinds of like duress and such like that. But if there's like some not safe for work thingy-majiggy or anything that's like zebra related that you're like, I bet you the zebra that I know of will find this funny, like, you're welcome to tag me if you want. Like, I have no problems with it. I might even give a comment. You will notice sometimes I will give the comment of booba, bottom text. Like, I'm a very simple. Actually, let me get the meme. Let me get the meme. It's sitting in my memes folder somewhere. Give me a second. Where are you? It's C booba. Here it is. C booba, bottom text. Look at this. I can probably make this a redeem where it's like the image just flashes up and it's me saying "See booba," bottom text, and just try and make it extra like very emotional on seeing the booba, but then just have like very generic bottom text for like in a almost robotic fashion. All right, hang on. Edit style. All right, there we go. Look at this guy. Also, he's got a cute little gun. Alrighty, what's this thingy-majiggy? Yep. Also, I'm not a fan of that thingy-majiggy. It could be better, but it's not. Chapter 4. Introduced in Chapter 4, Season 3. Alrighty. Deal damage with pistols. Hunt raptors with the sharp-tooth shotgun. Sounds fun. Thank you for tagging me. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Demon Cobra, Zone Wars, BR. I wonder, is that the same Cobra as in my chat right now? It better be. Dun, dun, dun. Donk. Donk. Yeah, cool. Needies. Meow. Maybe. Maybe? Like, Cobra just sort of poking their fingers together, just like, maybe? Alrighty. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god. From this side, it almost looks like I'm naked. Also, hang on. Jaro, I've been seeing your direct messages. Are you saying the issue is like me moving looks choppy while in the middle of game, or like the character in the video game is looking choppy? Like, color me curious about that, because I might know why that would be. There we go. It's when the game is moved. Okay, so it's the game itself. I see them being choppy right here, which I think is a network thing. Plus, I have everything, like, really high. Let me have a look at... Nope, that's StreamerBot. Where's my task manager? It's not here. Okay. Alright, where are we? Alright, let's see if I can get all the way over to there. Like, I've not explored those places, and I am very curious about the big whirlpool over there. Someone hacked your Minecraft account 5 days, and now I have to play Fortnite. Wait, what do you mean now you have to play Fortnite? It's like, oh, damn, this hacker took my Minecraft. Time to play Fortnite. Are you saying, like, if it wasn't for Fortnite, if it wasn't for the hacker, you would just be playing Minecraft and that's it? The only reason you spot me is because you're like, oh, you're playing Fortnite as well. It pixelates the whole stream on my end, at least. Oh, no, that's, double check your transcoding. See if you have it, like, forcibly set lower. I have upped my thingy-majiggy to being, like, I don't know, like, 1080p, 60 frames a second recently. I probably will lower that down to, like, 720p, 60 frames a second instead. Maybe that will do better. Alrighty. Alright, let's put you there. Oh, or we put you there, because that's where the chest is. You would have been playing Minecraft, but you saw the notification. Nice. Alrighty, I need a pistol. Recruit munitions officer. Nice try. Respectable, but no. Respectable, but no. Alrighty, now to do the fun jumps. Whee! Whee! Damn it. I did the fun jumps. It's when things get exciting in the game that the pixels decrease. Yeah. That would be then the bitrate between the game and the streaming, and I'm going to need to do some adjustments. That's good to know, however, because, you know, I thought I would have been in a, you know, comfortable enough scenario where I could do the, you know, the 1080p, 60 frames a second thingy-majiggy. Make your creator code? There's a wait, I thought the creator code was like an opt-in thing. Like, hang on. Pick this up. Grab you. Ding. Assault. Let's go with that. Ooh! I don't need the wasp anymore, so let's do the scope thingy-majiggy. And let's drink this. So I can give you so you can give me Dosh? I don't know how to get a creator code. Oh, hello. Give him a nice warning shot. Neat, no problems. Alrighty then. Moving on. Headshots go through shields. Oh, that's dangerous. Oh, that's dangerous. I love it. Holy shit. Oh, that's very dangerous.
Did you see it?
Did you see it is the question. So yeah, because it looks like there's no... It didn't look like there was any travel time with that shot either. It looked like it was quite simply a hit scan of acquired, bam. Oh. Oh, that is a very dangerous sort of weapon. Alrighty, more exploring. I want to clear out some of these, little thingy-madiggies. No, I don't see anyone. Oh. Powerful shit. Alrighty. Any... Alright, well, we explored that. Swap back to this. No point in having stealth when we're so far apart. Let's have a look. Regenerate medium. You regenerate health and partial shields while on grind rails. I will accept that. Best zebra in the universe? Thank you. I really appreciate it. Alrighty. My goodness. Like, if we can do more headshots like that, we're gonna get through, like, the whole doing damage with a pistol very quickly. Because my goodness, that was a spectacular shot. Just waiting. Oh, that's just my NPC doing that. Oh. Okay, so they still need to go through shields and shit, but I'm gonna be real. That is a very dangerous sort of shot. My goodness. You gotta love it, though. My friend, tell me they are playing Fortnite fun. What does fun mean? Fun means, you know, you're actually, you know, doing an activity, and it's one that actually brings you enjoyment, and you're not, you know, thinking too hard about, say, the competition tier or anything like that. And then explosive barrel, thank you very much. So yeah. Yep, and that turned purple. Actually, you know what? Let's pick up another... Let's pick up a bounty. And done. hello? Do you fucking mind? Okay, why am I not being accurate right now? Were they not expecting me to... Oh, Jesus. Painful, but we did it. Just ignore the fact that it took me forever. Ignore the fact it took me forever and we'll be good. Dunk. Alrighty. Keys, bricks, thank you. And yeah, you didn't really have a lot of good choices for distant combat. Shame. Alrighty. Excuse me. Oh, hey! I didn't... How long has that been there? That's normally not there. Normally, there's like an entirely different sign, not a Futurama ship and things. Alrighty, let's head over here. Gain thermal vision while riding animals when using vines, rails, zip lines, and ascenders. Oh, god damn you. Who the hell's been shooting at me, honest? Alright, fuck it. Oh my gosh, I was just getting absolutely pelted and I wasn't even paying attention to who was doing it. Hi there, Gage. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty then. Supposedly some people work out for fun too. I have not been able to do that. Chat, I'm not a strong muscular zebra in real life. I have not been able to do the I've not been able to do the whole real life exercising and getting enjoyment and shit like that. That's why I just have like this excuse me, neck. Hang on. Stretching. Oh my god, what is with my neck? Hang on. Ugh. There we go. All right. So, I have not done the whole exercise enjoyment thingy-majiggy. Exercise is not enjoyable for me. Alrighty. Weekly, dealing damage with your pistol, 1,300 versus 2,000. We're real close. And then the next one is hunting raptors with the sharp tooth shotgun. Should not be impossible. Ding dong. Playing Battle Royale. 29 people left. And then that's Demon Cobra. Let's see, were they in my recent thingamadiggy? No, they were not in my recent thingamadiggy. How are things going on your side, Gage? Alright, let's see. What's worth saving? So there was that elimination. I am going to keep... Oh! Yep, gonna keep that. Gonna keep that. And what's... Let's see, what's a... That one was a mess. You doing alright? That's good. Oh wait, no, hang on a second. I just joined a random person's party. That was not my intention. Hang on a sec. Leave party. Invite them to my party was the idea. Let's see. Can I ding invite to party? That's what we want to do. We'll do a ding dong, and then where is my Discord? My Discord is here. Sky just going, if you need to say no, you can say no. I'm not gonna... My ego is not so fragile that I'm just gonna, you know, curse you to the day you die or something like that and put a curse upon all your, like, children or something like that. I'm not gonna do anything like that. If you don't want to play, we don't need to play. Especially since I am in a very, like, completing quests thingy-madiggy right now. And what's more is I could, like, take or leave going into another Fortnite match or something or rather and do anything fucking else right now. You just finished a game. Oh, okay. And then... You know what? Fine. I'll say we're friends. You know what? I'm gonna Google. How do you get a creator code? Ding. Epic Games creator code. Let's have a look. And there's Sky. The SAC sac.epicgames. Is that what we want? Are you a Fortnite Island? Manage and support a creator. Receive meal fund for creating and sharing content for Fortnite. Apply, share, and all that. Nah. Alrighty, and then we got...
Hello?
Hang on. I did not realize that was something that was going to happen. Hang on. Where is my thingy-majiggies? Voice volume. 25%. Push to talk. Preferred channels. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. No. All right, so ding. All right, bonk. Meanwhile, all right. How do I do this? Nope. Ding. Where is? You cannot use voice chat due to your voice chat settings. Change them below. Friends only. I'm gonna keep it to nobody. just so then that way I don't run any risks of trying to deal with voice chat like within a video game. And it's like, if I ever want to deal with voice chat, it's only through Discord in a very moderated sort of sense. Alrighty. What is with the fucking grapes? All right, so it's a trio. No fill. There we go. All right, ready. Here we go. You were talking about curses, so I thought of Mushi. Oh, yeah. No, it was just a case of... I got into a match and such like that, and last time I was like joining into things, it was like no one was talking or anything like that. And then the second Cobra came in, I was hearing voice chats and I was just sort of like, uh-oh, that was not planned. So I had to think quickly on my feet by just going donk. Here we go. Donk. So just need to wait on Sky. Yep, all three of us are now ready. Cobra, do you have a furry skin?
Oh, yeah. You gotta get Swifty.
Why is there a fucking... Why is Segway an option? So Scotchin. Yep, dabbing is an option. Oh, really? My phone turned off. Ah. Okay, so I can see messages there. Is there a way for me to... No, there isn't. I don't have a lot of emotes that are like traversal based. Oh my goodness, how long is it gonna take looking for a match with 3 people of varying levels of destination and skill? Because we got Sky in North America, me in the Oceania, and I think I saw Cobra being set as, in the What's-A-Mahoozy in Europe. Not gonna lie, Blinding Lights is one of my favorite modern pop songs. It is one of my favorites as well, okay? I saw it on like a Russian equivalent of TikTok, and it was fantastic. Just seeing this guy in like shades, and like an old man with a mustache and shades, and he's on the piano, and he goes, or like the electric piano, and he's just like, to the beat of the thingy music, he's just like, ding, 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 ding. Dun 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 dun. Alrighty, let's have a look. Let's go with, I reckon, let's have a look at the racetrack, see what's there. I reckon that will be a good one to look around in. Got 2 people on PlayStation controllers, and then me on like the fucking salty tryhard PC being like, yeah, look at me being able to whip around my mouse. Let's look at this. It's like, look at this. It's like 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's like just being able to whip it. Whip it good. And thank the driver and drop out. And we make our way straight down. Hopefully people follow the marker. If they don't, this is going to be a little bit problematic. If there wasn't holes in the sail, I'd like it. Hi there, Leon. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. I am playing with Sky and Cobra from chat. We're doing a random match. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, now let's start looking around. Dunk. Fill up on yourself. Oh, let me get a health kit just in case. Oh wait, no, I'm already holding on to a health kit. Okay, so what am I doing? Health is already full, that's fine. No benefits to that. Oh, I need this pistol. Hang on. It's a shitty pistol, but it's gonna have to do. Wait, is Sky already knocking people out? What the hell? How many problematic people are here? Thank you for the hugs, by the by. Thank you, but please... actually, no, hang on. I need to hold on to this one. Shotgun, swap you out for that. Thank you, Cobra. Be sure to find a way to keep yourself alive, however. Hang on. Oh. I should with however many seconds of ping between what Sky sees in the stream and what I do, they're probably gonna hear 2 seconds later. Hang on. Alrighty. Oh, here's another person. Pull the lever, Krunk. Wrong lever! Hello, beast mode. Oh wait, no, epic is better than, what's-my-goozies. I'm an idiot. Alrighty, give me a minute as I... Where are you two running off to, honestly? You good? Hopefully you're good. My goodness. These two peeps. You're a himbo, a dignified idiot. Yes, I am a dignified idiot. It happens. Alrighty.
Your future lies in the past. You must brave the unknown. Fight on and roll out.
Oh, I gotta destroy things in a vehicle. Okay. Let's destroy things. He says without destroying anything.
The key to your future lies in the past. You must brave the unknown. Fight on.
Alrighty. Oh, please don't tell me I Ace Ventura'd this. It would have been hilarious if I did, but it would be very bad if I did.
Future lies.
Ah, this is a terrible station. Next one. Also, what happened to the NPC I had? Ooh, hang on. Picking up this pistol while I can. Oh, there comes the robot. Oh, and there's Sky. You good? Let's see, who's okay? You okay? Yep, you're okay. Anyone else? How about you, robot? You good? Yeah, you're good. Dun 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 dun. I'm fine on all these things. Let me grab this real quick. 1. And 2. Where's Sky? You still alive there, Sky? Yeah, looks like you're still alive. Who's this? An award for anyone who assists me in finding a lost key? Okay. Yep. That's just beast mode, so he's fine. Someone else can grab that. Oh, you can grab that. Alright, mammoth pistol. Swap that. I'm keeping the pistol. I need to get thingy-madiggies. Yep. Oop. Anyone here? No. Welcome back. You're in the Discord now? Awesome. Alrighty. Let me check the thingy-madiggies. There's Sky. Cool. Just so then that way, you know, better control of, you know, mutes and things. And plus, like, has it so that it's in a separate track as well. There we go. Swap that for this. Key. Cool. All of you are good for heals from the looks of it. Sky can do with a shield. I love how we just have this random robot here. He'll handle it. Let's see, any cooler pistols? No, not really. Combat and slap. Yeah, we seem to be good. Reload significantly
I was mute. I was talking to myself. I was mute.
Yeah, no, you were mute. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine.
But yeah, it's like if I have it running through the Discord, it means that, like, you know, I can mute myself, especially when it comes to like saying thank you for the follows and such. And then there's also the case that I can deafen if the Stream Deck was authorized. There we go. I can deafen, so then that way... Is it gonna do it? Nope, it's not gonna do it. God damn it, Discord. I was hoping you would do something. I'll need to fix that. Reload faster, gain thermal while riding animals. Yeah, let's go with the assault rifle. Alrighty. Everyone should be relatively okay. Oh, someone's got the fun ray. Alrighty. Alright, let's find a vehicle. 'Cause...
Oh, here's a key.
Also, where's our... Where's... Oh, there's you.
I'm just looking for ammo.
Ah, fair enough. Oh, key. Yep. And will that hold like multiple peeps? Oh,
The bike? It only holds 2 people.
yeah. All right. Hang on. Oh, hang on. This thing. There we are. All right. Robots in. You're in. You're in. Excellent. Oh, this is a very drifty sort of car, isn't it?
If you hold down on the brake while you're driving, just hold it down for like a couple seconds, and you let go, you boost.
There we go. There we are. Are you gonna be happy? Yay! So they're happy now.
Oh, that's cool. The gas station.
Let's see. I have no eliminations. 300 millisecond ping. Yeah, that's gonna happen, Cobra, while I'm in Australia. Oop. No, that's just the...
Gas on the car though.
Alrighty. Ding. Epic.
Which car do you want to drive though? Which one do you want us to be in?
Let's... Oh.
Different styles.
Is there, like, different styles and such, or...?
Yeah, there's a blue one over here, the white one right there, white and red. Purple and red, but with green neon. This one is orange neon.
Can we go for this one here? It's black and white. It's like zebra stripes and such. Oh.
Let's go for it.
Alrighty then. Should Cobra be driving?
I don't know. I have no idea, but they're silly. Silly Cobra. Let
Let's
them try.
let's see how they do. Let's see how they do with a 300 millisecond ping.
I don't think ping matters when you're driving on a deserted road.
Fair enough. Just give people a very upset view.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm seeing it through your stream. No. That's too nauseating.
Yep, no, that's why I stopped at this point. Uh, 22 people. There is a... Oh, hello. Damn it, I can't see because of your head.
Oh, that was he solo?
No, that one I just, like, downed because, you know, but I did it with the... Oh, hello.
Let's go.
Awesome.
How much ammo? Oh,
That's just Cobra.
oh. Oh, there's a guy right there.
Oh, Jesus, why am I drinking? I was holding the
don't
slurp.
know.
I was holding the slurp juice of all things, like an idiot.
It's early in the morning for me to drink, Grant.
Exactly.
Shouldn't be drinking early in the morning, Grant.
I'm sorry for drinking. Alrighty. Where is... There we are. Okay, hang on. Ooh, we can get the what's-a-mahoozy thing for this place. It'll be useful.
Surprised no one got it.
I'm surprised. Maybe the other team was planning to, perhaps? Nope, Cobra's all the way over there. You want to mark your thingy-majiggy down here somewhere? Oop.
Oh.
Who launched that? Oh, never mind. That's just our munitions guy who does that. I was worried it was someone else.
No, if he's throwing them, that means there's someone here.
Or
Don't just random.
they're either...
Alright.
Sometimes they'll do it like to try and get through to like one place or something. You may be right. Keep an eye out.
Let's see. We see someone here. We're just...
Alrighty, you want to pick up some things?
I'm just here for the ammo. You can pick
Yeah,
up
pick up-
gold because you need it.
Yes, please.
You need the gold. You're broke.
Yeah, I know. I'm broke. I'm pretty good with everything else. Alright, let's get moving. Let's get into the vehicle Cobra is talking about.
Let's go.
Is Cobra talking about a vehicle? Oh, yeah, Geyser, that's what. I was wondering what they were pointing at.
Razor.
Hang on. Ah!
Are there people there?
I don't know.
they're
I'm
here
trying...
They're here at the island.
On the other side of the island? Oh.
Oh, they're right here. I'm dead.
Give me a minute, give me a minute, give me a minute. Oh, goddamn you.
Oh, they're the last team, I think.
Oh, if they're the last team, then. Oh, Jesus, fuck you.
I think they're the only team that...
Darn.
They're the...
I am terrible. I did absolutely abhorrent there. How's Cobra doing? No eliminations from me! I am terrible! Oh boy. I was... Oh my goodness. Hi there, Neptune. sad to see that happen. And there was only 2 of them. Oh no, you like downed and eliminated a third, didn't you?
No, there was it's just 2 of them, but
Alrighty
these guys
then.
have crowns, so I know they're the only good team left. All the other guys are. There's 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Those were 2. We were 3, but then the other guys were just solos or
Who's
two, like one of them was a 2-team too. But
who's this?
guys with crowns are usually good.
Vicky the Pick. I've never seen you before.
Let me see. Not my friend.
Not my friend.
I don't know whose friend that is.
It wasn't either of mine. So it wasn't yours, wasn't mine. It's just sort of like, yeah, click.
Probably Cobra's friend.
Maybe. I didn't know friends could invite other friends.
That's not even that. Friends could just join in on other friends.
Ah, okay.
No, they don't even need an invite. Unless you put the settings, I guess.
Alrighty then. Let's go for another one. Let's try. Can you let me in the call? Are you in the Discord? Also, I need to figure out like why it's not doing the. Okay, cool. That muting worked. And yep, it works in here as well. Awesome. So yeah, if you join in any of the voice channels, me or moderators are able to like just drag you into the appropriate channel. Just best behavior. So yeah, because this isn't a party game stream or anything like that. So alrighty, ding dong. Alrighty, looks like that's you. Alright. Hello there.
Hello.
Ah, you have like a thing. I can hear myself through your mic earlier. Hang on a second. Volumes are a bit funky right now. Give me a second. Alrighty then, say a few things. No. Alright, I'll have to raise your user volume by like 200% and see how it goes.
I think their mic is like super low.
How do I set it? No, wait.
Oh. Hello?
Hello?
Wasn't. It sounded like there was a moment where it got like really loud for you, but now it's just gone soft again.
Now?
Yep. All right. Now you're better. Now you're good.
Okay, wait. Okay. Is it okay? Alright, like this?
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Okay.
you're good on my side. I've adjusted your volume on my side to be like 150, 170 kind of percent.
Okay.
And so if you do any like further adjustment, let me know. So then that way I'm able to, you know, like update my Discord on my side. Alrighty. Ding. Dunk. Travel a distance.
Are you?
Sorry? Also, I just noticed that my thingamajiggy is so large. Hang on a sec. I need to update that Discord Fugi. Let's shrink you down just a bit. There we go.
Okay.
Awesome.
I just woke up, so
No, that's okay. If you just woke up, you just woke up. Like, time zones are a very fun, funky nonsense when you're living in Australia. Like, right now, for Sky, it's like 4 in the morning or something. Also, we now have another random.
oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Since the 4th person joined, it puts us automatically into like a squad game.
Okay. Alright, well,
Trios.
let's see. Sure, let's see how we go there.
The random chose We follow the random. Let's go.
You need to
I
turn off
was
random
lagging
fills.
so hard.
I
in
did.
this game.
It's all good, yo.
I thought I turned off random fills, so...
That's fine.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh, you
I
know what?
fired-
It was because I didn't update us from squad to trio after I kicked the last person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what screwed it up for me.
You're
Alright.
fine. You're fine. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cobra said it was their friend.
Alrighty. Anyone else with us? One other person I see dropping
There's
down with us.
another squad.
Yeah.
Another squad with us. Carefully up.
Let's see. Slow going.
Oh.
How old are you?
Need help, Sky?
I'm good, Cobra. I don't need any help.
Oh, Jesus. Is that you? There we go.
Oh.
All kinds
Sorry,
of
Cobra.
activity.
Sometimes it's hard to hear you.
We're having difficulty. I would ask to play with you guys, but it's too late for you. Not to worry, Neptune. This is all impromptu kind of nonsense as well. Also, hi there, Flat Boy.
Was that?
I can't move.
Let's see the fix of your... Lower that volume again so I can hear you a bit better. Ooh, I'm gonna pick up that. Grab that ammo.
That's one.
There we are. Ding, 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 ding. And...
Oh, shotgun. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I see him. Hang on. I'm just being picky. Got him. Where's his buddy?
Right here. Both here.
Oh, neat.
There's another.
If you want a fourth, you can sub in. Your own squad is off getting drunk or whatever. Thank you. If we die very quickly, you are welcome to join, because then I'll just like kick the random person out, and then that way I'll have another Aussie in my squad. Also, how did...
What?
I was like, how did I miss that? Alright, looks like they're out of the way as well. Excellent. Any better weapons?
Yeah.
No, I'm out of the big ammo. That's annoying.
Get together, y'all. All y'all get together.
Oh,
Just for the Aussies.
I'm trying. Is my mic okay? Or
It's still rather faint. Like I've started making adjustments.
It's really low, your microphone.
Yeah.
How do I?
You should be able. You should be able to mess with it in the settings on Discord, I believe. But if it's not
No.
that, then
It depends how they're communicating within Discord as well, is the thing.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
It's now good.
Yep, now is a lot better. It's slightly louder.
Literally at my mouth.
Ah. Okay.
okay.
Oh, you're playing on the PlayStation. Is your Discord? Are you running your Discord via the PlayStation, or are you running Discord via mobile phone?
Laptop.
Laptop. Okay.
Laptop. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be just a laptop then.
The laptop's not going to have a very powerful mic. I'm sorry to say. Your best bet is. Oh my gosh, I have to be on. I have to be on desktop duty, don't I? You have to do a headset as your best case.
Noise suppression. What the hell? So,
There we go. Any
uh,
needs more of that.
was it setting?
Alright. Oh, Rowan's just flashed on ahead. How's everyone doing for resources?
I'm good.
Alrighty.
Voice and is this like output volume?
Microphone would be your input volume. Output volume is things such as your headphones or your
that's
speakers.
100%.
Yeah, microphone's input. That's what you want to be adjusting.
Microphone array. Maybe this.
Nah.
Rainbow.
Gotta knock out on Neptune's background noise. Not to worry, Neptune. Thank you for lurking around and sitting in the background. I greatly appreciate it. Dunk.
How did you make your avatar on Discord to move, like when you're talking?
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah.
That is a
shake.
lot of additional programs. You're gonna be.
Oh.
A lot of.
You're gonna first spend
Wow.
about $2,000 or more on like a. Oh Jesus, these guys.
It's you need to like. I think you need Discord Nitro also.
You mean shaking on the thingamadiggy? That's with a GIF.
Yeah, you get a profile picture that's a GIF, but I think you can only have it as you need Discord Nitro for it though.
Yeah, okay.
Yoink. Alrighty, where's your... Oh, hello. Swap for you.
Dude.
Ding, 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 ding. I guess he grabbed the card.
Zips, how old are you? You don't mind asking.
Sorry.
What? What was that?
How old are you? If you don't mind.
I am turning 30 this year, so I'm fairly up there. Why?
You're,
You're at least over 18, aren't you?
no.
Okay, hang on. No, sorry, but mature adult content is going off in here and such like that. There would have been warnings and such like that about it, and I'm not very comfortable with someone under the age of 18 in this stream.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
okay.
Where is
Sorry, fam.
Donk?
Rip.
Yep. Donk. Kick.
Ripperino.
Pepperino. I was. Donk. No.
Pretty suspicious. I was suspicious of it.
I was a little bit, but I didn't want to assume. I didn't want to assume anything, considering
I know.
people could be trying to do things with their voices, but no. All right, hang on. I now need to fix things. More options. Remove friend. Yes. I didn't think I'd have to do any like explicit have to be 18 and older. I thought with the most recent like classification tags that they've forced into Discord, or sorry, not in Discord, in
Twitch.
in Twitch, that sort of stuff would have, you know, been sort of pushed and such like that, because they have it as a thing of like, hey, this stream is like for mature thingamadoogs. I didn't think I had to add such things. Donk. Where are they? Donk.
Read.
Yes. Donk. We on? Give me a few. Created April 2023.
No way.
This is gonna be a fun little thingy-majiggy of like learning what in the world can I get away. What in the world is Twitch expecting me to do, and what is Twitch not wanting me to do?
Yeah.
All right. Just give.
You also kicked him out of the Discord, right?
Yeah. So, same but unrelated to this. All right. So, content classification tags have been applied into Twitch. There's no longer just like the overall this is a mature stream or something or rather. It doesn't give you like any like additional what's Mahoozies brain. Come on, think. And get your words together. It doesn't give you like additional protections in place for, you know, if someone tries to, you know, watch a stream while they're underage and such like that. You have like basically no like additional means. You can only just, you know, basically ban them and kick them based on like, you know, you hearing whether they're underage or not. And really the internet is one of those fun little landscapes where either you are over the age of 16 or you don't hear about it. And it's just not that great in terms of...
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me...
They should add like a thing for like certain streamers.
They used They used to have a thing where it actually did do like the mature thingy-madoog. But when I was reading in on it and such, it was just a case of it put a little blocker at the start. It did not give you any allowances about what kind of content you could stream and such like that. You were still under the scrutiny of like, oh, you need to you need to follow like the same rules you would have for people under the age of mature as you would for like, you know, while have the mature tag on. So add me to voice chat. I know how old, so give me a second. Where are you? Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, I got the hybrid skin.
Yeah. Hang on.
I have also the...
I'm trying to think. Do I have you as a friend on this thing? I do. Wait, hang on. Playing duos. That might... Oh, something's happening to my Discord. Let me see if I can... I'll send you an invite via different means. Invite. Copy. You are 100% on my Discord right now. You're staring at it. Are you like... If you could get into like one of the existing channels, it would help. So then that way I can see you in one of the channels and I can just click and drag you into the thing. Oh. Like there's a stream waiting room, a gaming, a lobby. Yep, there they are. Hello.
Fire and
Aloha.
Aloha, welcome. Is it pronounced flat or is it fat that I'm supposed to be saying your username?
Or Flat Boy. Flat Boy.
Flat.
Yeah.
Awesome, cool. Welcome.
let's go.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Not to worry. Sorry for like the confusion at the start. All right, I didn't think there was people underage in my thing, and I didn't think I had to be extra explicit about it.
Well, you know me. I am definitely not underage.
Yes, no. For context, this is one of the few people who knows me IRL before I did streaming and such like that.
Correct.
Bruh.
I've seen his streaming setup.
Yeah, you've seen my streaming setup. We've hung out, we've had drinks. The classic Australians like getting together, congregating.
Except I'm not even Australian.
Grant,
No, you're not.
Grant. The Durg wants to join
The Durg.
Durg.
on
Let's-
your chat.
Gargor the Gory Durg.
Now comes the fun bit of me being like, okay, now I have to like think a little more critically about who I throw in.
Mate, allowing me into this stream was your biggest mistake, 100%.
Yes, because like
You're gonna regret life in about a minute.
knowing you'll like DDoS me.
Not that good.
Oh, okay.
Give it a minute.
If you need grow dare. I think I'll stick to trios for now. We'll see how we go with trios, and then dun 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 dun. I definitely need to like adjust probably the stream rules and all that kind of such, because it has been very lax, my barrier of entry into these streams, and I probably need to be better at this. We're waiting on Sky.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
We I don't know if you want.
All right. Also, I need to figure out why is there like no icon for let's see. Ding. Oh, it's because you set no nickname and there's no image. I have an idea.
This is accurate.
Yeah,
This is accurate.
this is accurate. I am going to get. Remember the nickname you got like
Oh no.
in work?
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. Like it's not your real name, and like as much as people might think, Ink, you
Stop talking about it, bro. Just do it.
also
Just do it.
Problem.
do it.
We'll-
Alright, hang on a second.
We'll try to get top 1, but I don't think. I don't know.
Oh shit, man, this.
Alright, here we go. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
We.
You are now Rufio.
Oh my god.
Rufio.
For context, I look a
Yeah.
bit like that in real life.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I wish I looked like this IRL.
Basically CTO like looked at you a few times and you was like, you know what? I finally pinned it. You're Rufio, and you're just like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? And then it's stuck, and I'm chill with that. And you know what? Nobody's called me that in like years, and that's super depressing.
You just gotta. If you want to stick to who, again, why is
Sorry,
it?
that's one of my friends.
Oh,
Dude,
okay.
that's one of my friends. Sorry.
Okay, I was like, it just said they joined, and I was just sort of like, who? But we're still in trio, so
You might want to boot them if you can.
will
It's
do.
okay, they're chill. They're chill. They're just like. There you go.
Oh, okay, thanks. They're chill, but are they? Look at this zebra playing Fortnite chill.
they're cool with that.
All right.
It's just like I said that. I was gonna go play with them, but then they're taking forever. So shit. Do we have friends? We have friends. Okay. fine.
Yeah, I see one person. Let me get inside. So he's in a decent spot. Let me use the
Okay.
thingy.
I call dibs on the next MK, please.
All right, there he is. There's two of them.
Let me know if you all find a flapjack rifle. Or what one.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck, he got me real quick.
Alright. I'm coming.
Yeah, thanks. I thought I could be sneaky with the stealth gloves and then just jump in, but
That was That was quick.
Hell yeah!
Want a refund?
All
Back
right,
to the lobby.
all right, back to the lobby. Alrighty.
Let me change out my locker room stuff because I messed up my character selector.
Alright. I'm gonna look for a better Rufio image while you're adjusting your nonsense. Let's see.
Blip.
Wait, what?
What do I have shuffle on?
Oh my gosh. Apparently, so the actor Dante Brasco, he recreated the Hook battle for some reason for homemade shots.
Wasn't this like a thing like years ago? I swear this was like
Yeah,
I swear
2014.
this-
I was not aware of internet culture in 2014.
Bro, we didn't work together in 2014.
No,
It was after that.
yeah, it was well after that. It was like, I don't know, when did we start working together? Like 2019? 2018?
Something like that, 2018 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, a real long whiles ago.
Some time ago.
Long
So-
ago in a distant land.
In a previous life is how I describe it to people.
Yeah, previous life sounds good. Save. Alrighty. So he's got his rat thing in the doogies. And alright. Not squad, trio.
Hey man, turn that off.
Yeah, team fill off. There we go.
My friend messaged me,
Oh.
Futurama, and I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? Oh, it's like Futurama stuff.
Yeah, they've introduced it into Fortnite, and to go in line with I think it was Hulu that brought back Futurama.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been like years. Let's see, can
They want the one and only thing I want to come back. The only game I want them to bring back is StarCraft.
StarCraft?
Yeah,
Starcraft?
yeah. StarCraft 2.
It still
Yeah.
it still exists, like it's still big.
I
No,
know, I know.
You just go
but-
wipe from the collective memories of literally everyone on the planet.
Everyone outside of Korea just sort of being like, StarCraft?
What is it? What is StarCraft?
Zerg Rush? What are you talking about? Come on.
Dude,
We're-
I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at what was I looking at today? Cheeses. I was looking at cheeses. 'Cause
Cheeses.
I'm all about that. I'm all about that cheese. Yeah, bro.
Supposedly StarCraft 3 is coming back, so it's fine. Like,
Is it StarCraft 3 or is what's it called? It's the same developer mob as StarCraft 2, but it's like what is
oh
it
no,
called?
that's
It's
Stormgate.
Stormgate. That's the one.
Mhm.
Like it's a lot of the old devs,
Yeah.
but like I understand it, but I still like StarCraft more because StarCraft is
Oh, yeah.
iconic, and I grew up in it in the 90s
Yeah, same.
playing it.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, there was like this was discussed about during the whole Xbox acquisition thing, where it was just sort of like, oh, like games like FIFA and Call of Duty are huge staying powers. Like you could do anything to those names and those IPs, even if you turn to shit. Their name is still like surmountable. It's not like government trust where, you know, it takes forever to fill, but then it gets emptied off like one mistake.
Yeah.
Hello.
No, supposedly Phil Spencer, the guy who owns Microsoft, he's like really looking forward to, if he does get Activision Blizzard, he wants to bring back StarCraft, but like I'm
Did you see
assuming he wants to bring it back as a RTS, but also it is implied that he wants to bring it back like in other forms too.
Hmm.
So I'm hopefully like
mean-
StarCraft is an FPS at least, or third-person shooter, please.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's
My
like
heart-
they had one of those projects a little while ago with what's her name,
Key.
Nova or whatever.
Oh yeah, StarCraft Ghost. The one
Ghost,
game
that's
that
the one.
they were, oh yeah, we're about to finish the game, and then it's like, oh no, we're just gonna cancel it for no reason, even though it's like a month away from being finished.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, and my heart broke that day because I hated Blizzard ever since.
Grant, why do you?
And I
choose
hope
to, like,
that I hope they get bought out and Microsoft like buys it.
It's gone through. So they're no longer blocked by the Fair Trades Commission, I believe,
Yeah.
and then they're renegotiating for the UK.
Hey Sky,
Cool.
I've got a flapjack if you want it, but
Let's go.
I need something in return. Is kind of the point.
Yeah, no, fair
Okay.
enough. I'm still
Yes,
trying
okay.
to find stuff. Don't you worry.
It's not any good. It's uncommon.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's common.
I don't even care.
it's
As long as
basic,
flapjack.
Sure.
Yeah.
If we stay here long enough for the boss,
Oh Jesus.
There you go. Thank you. I'll take it. Let's go.
to help Grant. I'm doing something really quick.
Ah, this. I have no bullets.
Yeah, and I decided to like throw the Cybertron like thingamadiggy.
Thanks,
'Cause-
that was.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Oh Jesus.
Is there a bunch of shaking for you guys too?
Shaking.
Are you shaking a lot? Also, there's someone behind me that just took a pot shot at me.
I don't see him.
Let them fight us.
Yeah, let them fight.
You-
Oh,
So yeah, Crash Bandicoot might come to. That'd be cool. Pick up the small thingamadiggy, get a few drinks in. Do we have any healing for Rufio?
I have bandages.
Alrighty then, cool. And then I'm
Any
gonna.
miss would be nice, please. Anyone's got one?
Oh,
If anyone finds one. Oh, here we go.
oh, sh-
Alright.
Oh,
it's
hang on. Where is he? There he is. And he throws himself to invisibility.
Nice.
It was like one of the few things I still had bullets for and what have you, so. Oh gosh.
Is that a...
Alrighty, and then. Yep, so you're doing your thing. Heal. Hang on a sec. How come I can't just. I thought I could heal other people with the med kit, but
Medimis you can. It's secondary fire.
yeah. I know about the Medimis because I use that to heal like a Velociraptor or something or other.
You
But
just have to chuck it.
yeah.
Yeah, just throw it.
Well, yeah, that's what I did. I threw it. Like, didn't you pick it up?
Oh, that was you. Sorry. Yeah, I did pick it up, but I don't need it.
Ah, okay. Oh, it's Sky
you
that
sure?
needs some healing.
Yeah, here you go, Sky.
Sky?
Yes,
you
I
like-
can.
There's some behind me, so
I'm-
just take
I'm just getting all the money because I need
Hey.
monies.
Fair enough, fair
Uh,
enough.
I have 48,900
nice.
gold.
Oh,
I need more.
why do you need so much more? Alright,
Oh, so I could flex on my friends.
alrighty.
Because I play with my other friends also,
No,
and they're always broke. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, let me not help you with my 5,000 gold
Did you see
I
it?
have.
I see it.
Did you see
Here,
it?
I got 5,000 gold too.
Did you
Yeah,
see
Fuck
it?
this spend.
Did you see it?
I think I know who that is in my chat. And unfortunately, I don't have any moderators in my thingamadiggy to help calm him down and such.
Did you see it?
Why?
Leaves why?
What's the beef? I'm actually not looking at your chat.
It's an account that was made in like the last like 15 minutes, and
All right.
so I have a sneaking suspicion I know who it is because, you know, the under 18 need in the chat
Right.
in the game and all that kind of such, and it was just a quick reaction of like, hey, no, not cool.
We should be.
So, because I didn't have it explicitly written down as rules, but I had it as there was sort of what's it called, the spirit of the letter. That's it.
I mean, spirit. Okay.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
yeah. So it's just gonna be a fun
Sorry,
thing.
What's happening? Are we going after these guys or not?
The NPCs or
Yeah.
yep.
Sounds like we are.
look, yep. All right. There
Oh,
we go.
wow. Okay.
Well, we have two
Okay,
Cybertron
well-
cannons, so that's our.
Sure.
go
Well, vault
open-
this way. Let's go.
Alrighty. Ooh, let me just grab this. X, grab that. That way we have some stuff. You're heading into the vault in my way. So yeah.
Come on.
So I'm gonna need to.
Goal. Jeez. No MKs? What is this? What a refund. Not a refund.
It's a free game. You're not gonna get a refund.
I want a refund.
This gun is like one of the best.
The which one? The flapjack or the?
Flapjack,
But
yeah.
it's called the enhanced flapjack.
Yeah,
Oh.
Flapjack pretty okay. Not gonna lie.
Alrighty. Let me swap this DRM for this. Then pick
Ooh.
up all this gold.
Wow.
How are we
Just
doing?
actually carrying a purple DMR with me. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's. Oh, you already picked it up. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'm not too great at aiming, as you probably have noticed in previous
No, this
rounds.
is literally the first time I've seen you play Fortnite.
Ah,
And we
okay.
talked about this
Mm.
years ago.
Yeah. All right. Let's see who's there to eliminate.
They're all the way at the racetrack.
Oh, they're all the way over there.
Alright,
Oh,
well, sounds like it's murder o'clock. Let's go.
Alrighty, let's go. And then swap over to green. Oh, or just wait. There's vehicles here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something.
We can.
Oh shit, sorry, bro.
We don't get hit for damage and all that kind of such. So
No, but you still get punted, which is... Get in.
yeah.
Uh,
All right. Alrighty. So do we know the plan? Cybertron
go
cannon
in.
at the charge and then just go boom.
Go in, kill.
Yep. Go in and kill. Do you see him?
Ouch. Sorry.
I don't see him.
Taking down here.
It gotta be. And what's more is we can get like the NPC from up there. If you can get that NPC, then we can hire him.
That's what I'm doing.
Yep. Oops, sorry, that was my mistake. I shot a bullet when there was no need to.
We're going south. Let's go.
Alrighty. Let's go.
I'm moving.
How fast are they moving south is the question. Because if they're not moving that fast, then yeah, we'll just continue on foot. You're a fan of the mic. I know a lot of people are a fan of the
MK.
bullets flying
Shot
from
behind.
behind me.
See it.
Oh.
Behind you.
oh, that's a real person.
What if we held
Threw a couple
hands
pot shots at us,
as a
thinking we
trait?
Oh,
wouldn't.
I'm like so far away. It's not even funny.
The Cybertron cannon would have been cool. Oh,
Like,
one of them
yeah.
is like downed.
Oh,
I can't do. Damn it! I was an idiot. I was trying to do the pistol thingy-majiggy because like that's in my quests and I shouldn't have. They're using slurp juice by the by. That's okay.
Sorry, I tried.
No, that's okay.
Tried.
Alrighty.
Maybe I don't like the Cybertron cannon.
I think it's cool. I kind of like it for doing like lots of damage and what have you. So
Yeah,
Did you
I
see
think
it?
I think Brandon hit the return to lobby button.
yeah.
That's why.
Oh yeah. Return to lobby.
Soz.
No, it's okay. You're all good. All right, hang on. I need to now be.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I see it. I see
Oh,
it. Where is?
I always go back to lobby.
Hang on a second. Give me a second. I now need to be a moderator. Dun dun dun. Let's see. Let's see. Where is my Twitch moderation thingy-madiggy? It's better in build mode. It is definitely like, you know, the whole point of the Cybertron cannon is definitely the fact that it is, you know, heavy build kind of stuff. Or sorry, not heavy builds. It's the whole, you know, being able to what's Mahoozies? It's for being able to destroy structures really quickly and such. So
Yeah.
and that is the There we go. Since the stream started early, are you ending early or same time as normal? I think we're gonna go one more. I think we'll go another round. We'll see how much energy I have in wanting to try and get a win with our trio. Do you feel like you can get a win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
We all have confidence we can get a trio, so. I should also probably check my quest and see if I still need to do the... Nope, I don't need to do the pistol thing anymore, so I no longer have to do that dumb nonsense. I can help people out with looting a weapon from a supply drone at a hotspot. Whatever a
Oh, those are
hotspot...
easy.
Whatever a hotspot
just-
is.
It's you know the yellow. You know on the map where it's yellow.
Ah,
The
yep.
names.
Yeah,
And
you
the name
land
is
there.
yellow.
Radio.
It's a good chance of death. So get 5-minute adventure in and out. Let's go.
2 weeks later, still in the same stream. Oh, guys, we're gonna get a win. We're gonna get a win.
To be fair, there was one time where I actually said that. I said, 5-minute adventure, insta death. Let's go. We won.
Lol, amazing.
The one thing I miss though is the swords.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh,
s-
lightsabers. I remember I miss lightsabers.
Oh, lightsabers with the Jedi powers are pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty then. Alright, where's all... Oh, there's you guys.
Grant, what you'll find out very quickly about me is I have like pretty much zero chill in this game.
Zero chill. Noted.
Not zilch.
Oh, that's fine. I don't think I get too aggressive. Like the last time I got like super salty or aggressive was in Halo Infinite, I was trying to get like this cool looking skin or something like that, and it was in this I had like basically 2 days to get the whatsamahoozies, to get the to get like
I would
this
like to land.
livery thing.
Yeah.
And all right, breakaway bay. All right.
I get salty. I just get very. I mean, maybe not aggressive is the wrong word. I don't know.
You're conducting behavior that is not becoming of yourself, basically.
If you shoot at me, I will shoot at you, and you'll die.
Yeah.
I'm a
Which
cat.
I think is fair. Look, a fair way to look at it.
Yeah. Oh, it is. And besides, like, some games, they sort of accidentally bring out the worst of people, like Flappy Birds, for instance. Like,
Jeez.
that accidentally, brought on something, so... It obviously was not the intention of the developer. They just wanted to come up with a, tee-hee, here's a fun little game to play while in the toilet.
Hey, you have a quest for here, don't you? Oh wait, no, you just need supply drones.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Bro.
Someone, well, it's on
see
someone's thingy-majiggy. Yes, I
What?
see you. Z's. Like someone had a. Also, we got ourselves an NPC. Don't.
This is my usual stomping ground, and I do mean stomping ground.
Yep. Oh, hello. That's one.
I don't have any.
There we go. Ooh, the blue dropped then. All right, just waiting on. Sky can. Whoop. Did you shoot? Oh, someone else is shooting me. Did you get?
Die. I don't know
Oh,
what's going on up there, but they're just like my oath. Hey.
there we go.
Nice, nice. Okay, let's go. Who is shooting at me?
Oh, I see him. Red marker.
Excuse me, mate. Did you not?
Shotgun right there.
Thank you.
Thanks. So yeah, because when you take over a place, like there's normally like just this little pulse that goes off, so you can see like enemies around you and what have you. It's pretty great.
And I use it to my advantage.
Yeah, that's what I did when you said someone's shooting and I saw red and I was like, okay, we're going there. Dun 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 dun. Grab you. There we go. More
Okay.
bullets. Thank you. Oh, I can do
Yep.
shields again. Here we go.
Dibs on the next MK7. MK Alpha.
Mm-hmm. I got a green MK, but
I'm not asking you to take it off you. I'm just something.
well, that's okay because I got a blue one.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I'll take your green one.
All right, let's see what's in this one. Because I was able to get an MK from these previously, and Havoc suppressed.
Got one. I'm good.
Yeah. And then there's another Havoc here.
She top two.
Anything else? Nope. Lever action shotgun.
This whole, I love the way this place looks.
Scavenge. Search at different named location. Oh, you get so little coin when it's like not enemy like kills and such like that. That sucks.
Well, you get like a lot of the gold straight from the chest instead.
I guess.
So it's like, yeah.
I don't know. I was just expecting it to be like the same amount, if any.
I feel like we should leave.
Yeah, we're leaving. Oh, I see you're on a boar. Jump.
I'm already.
It's definitely not a
to find.
boring
Oh,
experience.
You're lost, Sky.
ooh. No, that's fine. I found a legendary chest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
There's
Wow.
nothing in here for me to get anyways. So
There's the money bags over here with his legendary chest.
Yeah, with his
Yeah.
like 69,000 what's mahoo's
Yeah,
of gold.
nice.
always.
Nice.
I wish I had that much IRL gold or cash, but nope.
Everyone
Me too.
would wish for that. The cost of living crisis alone demands that. Not, and that's even before you think about like Jeff Bezos kind of monies.
Oh, I think what I do have is a bunch of old coins that my grandpa left me.
Crap. Guys, we need to leave.
That's
Oh, I see.
fine.
I'm getting sloppy. Let's go.
Oh shit. Hang on.
Where you at, Grant?
It's right here, but still.
It was just a case of like I was at the top of a tower and I was like, oh, if I don't do this correctly, I'm gonna accidentally like just fall to my death.
Oh no, dude. I took a third of my health. I could have died.
Wait, over here.
There we go.
There you go.
Alrighty.
Now we could run.
Yay.
My grandpa did leave me some silver coins. A lot of them.
Okay.
It's like so something. I'm like,
Yeah. And then I checked online. It's like, oh yeah, a lot of these are. If you find like I don't know why some were, but a lot of them were. Some of the coins were just worth like quite a bit of money. But like I saw no reason why they were worth
Ow.
that much,
Well,
other than just like they were just old.
I mean, it's the same as anything, right? It's not so much that like the coins themselves have value. It's a grade. It's like
Yeah.
this coin has value because someone has deemed it such.
Yeah.
Or at least not even someone. It's a
mint.
percentage of people have decided that this is worth whatever.
Yeah, and the reason for it is because that was like originally what our the way we did our currency is that we did it based off of things. Now we have it where it's like sort of backed by whatever, like because it's no longer on a standard. It's now just based off of say the integrity of whatever government mints the money. So the British pound, for instance, is on the British monarchy.
I'm gonna cut you off real quick. I'm leaving. I suggest you guys do the same.
Oh, shit. Okay. Moving on.
It's alright.
I was just so caught up in my rant about, like, backing you up on the whole, yeah. So, like, does money really have a value in this post-pit coin?
No, it has value because we decided as a society, I suppose, that it does.
Yeah.
Same with, like, NFTs and Bitcoin. It's like, it's all real. None of it's real. Oh, get in the car. We're leaving.
Yep, alrighty. We're in.
Go.
Alright, cool.
Everyone stay in the car.
Yeah,
Does this
stay in the
work?
car.
Oh my god, it
it's
is!
working. Dude, it works.
That is
It
hilarious.
was only hitting. It was only
There you
hitting me, but it was hitting. Yeah, to go Sky now.
Yeah, I was able to get Sky.
All right, we're going for a little jump.
Oh! Thelma and Louising this.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Alrighty.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
He's here.
Barrett. Ouch. Ouch, I'm sitting on my leg. And
Oh.
now it's like,
You idiot.
But he's here.
someone's
Oh, I
here.
see him.
Crap. Alright, one down.
Where's the other guy?
You're right. Behind this thing. Oh, Shiza. Down. If we died in this fight,
Hello.
I'm good for one more. Oh, there it is.
Do you see the other person? Oh. Damn it! Fuck. Would be great if the NPC could revive me.
They do.
He can.
They can, and they do. But sometimes they're a bit...
Problematic.
sometimes they're not
Oh no, it's
particularly
because
good
Sky is alive.
riders. No, it's not even that. It's literally just like, if you're in vicinity of them, and they're not shooting at anything, they'll revive you.
Ah, okay. It's basically a case of only if there's
I
no
don't
one
know-
else around, yeah.
I don't know the exact algorithm, but it's something dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, they're not exactly the smartest thing on the planet, so...
So, alright.
Sky, I recommend you grab our cards and leave.
Yeah. This guy's doing. Oh, Jesus!
Never mind.
Never.
Nope,
That
I
was-
knew it. I fucking.
I knew what you were doing. You were hoping to get the other person while their partner was down, but they were able to get him up by the time you conflicted with them, so.
I thought I killed him too. I thought I killed the other guy. Nope.
No, that's okay. I was sort of fucking around as well earlier when I just decided to carry the guy rather than, put him down and then, help out Rufio, so. It is what it is.
It'll be worse.
Fine.
It genuinely be worse.
It can only be worse. Yeah. Could get worse. Alrighty.
Oh man, I got my heart pumping.
I'll put my hand up and say that one was my fault.
It's
Probably shouldn't have stopped, and yeah,
Yeah.
probably should.
We didn't
That's my
have
bad.
a good idea where everyone was, so it wasn't advantageous to do it. And yeah, in the
That's usually not a problem, so long as you get the up on them.
yeah,
Usually.
So
You're being to go to the bathroom pretty quick, or
yeah. I love how Sky says goes to the bathroom, hits ready.
Yeah, that's valid.
Uh,
That's a galaxy brain strap, man.
oh yeah, fair enough.
They shall be my last.
Yeah, if it's gonna be your last, I think it'll be my last as well. Because normally I do like the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. sort of stream sort of length of time, but I decided to start earlier today because I finished work earlier. So yeah, going on for a little bit longer than normal. Plus, I just need to do the important like due diligence, fixing up, how my stream like chat rules are and what have you. So fun bureaucracy like that, and then going and seeing family tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Same these. Don't do an engagement party tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay. Friends getting married.
nice. I understood what engagement meant.
Yep.
We're getting engaged to do a mortgage.
Oh,
alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. So the tomorrow thingy-majiggy is just like, I think 3 birthdays across the family rolled into one, just to be like, oh, we're together.
oh shit. No.
Right.
Oh crap. It's gonna show you something.
Where we,
3 birthdays.
yeah, they're all like, sort of a month gap and such. Neat. Alrighty.
Alright, shot not picking.
Let's see. What's on everyone's thing? Upgrading, Icy Islet, Looks like someone's got searching chests in the IC islet, so let's go for a little bit of a delayed thingamadiggy.
All right.
This can only end well.
We're just outside of like a hot zone, so if we really feel like it, we can then go into the hot zone, and there we go. We go into the hot zone, shoot some drones, loot some weapons, and that's 2 birds with 1 stone.
And then we go to the Winchester and wait for this to all blow over.
Have a sneaky pint.
Have a pint. Wait for this to all blow over.
Are you trying to go to Santa's workshop house or no?
Wait, which one's Santa's workshop? They just wanted us like here.
Market.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
There we go.
Well,
Wanna
this
go-
used to be his house. Oh, it is. Yeah, no, this is the Nutcracker's house, I think.
It is, yeah.
Neat.
Distinct lack of friends tonight. This is good.
Mm-hmm. Lack of peeps. There we go. Slap juice. Pump. Ooh, gold. Ah, damn you.
Oh, sorry.
I just really like gold.
Gold. I'm a fan of gold.
My wiki was a key.
Oh my god. You and I have way more. We're sharing a lot more brain cells, aren't we?
Mate, I want my brain cell back.
No, I need it. I need to use it.
Mom says it's my turn with the brain cell.
Let's just pull it.
I got a flapjack here if someone wants it.
Ooh.
It's green.
Oh, porta bunker and then flapjack. I will, however, get. Jump. Slide. Slide to the left. Oh, can I?
Sky.
Let's-
Or if someone wants that, there you go. Purple. Nice.
Nice.
Ooh, thank you.
Someone can have it.
Yep. There. Something up there.
My favorite part about the ice is I'm just standing here.
It's fun.
Just like
Oh, for sure.
perfect.
Don't.
No time.
Really big hole coming right up. Alright.
That's me.
Alright. One of yous needs a shield.
Sky.
Okay,
Everyone,
thank you.
everyone being so polite. Alright. Upgrade a weapon at an upgrade branch at a hotspot. Land on water from the bus. Oh, we can't do that. Destroy.
No.
You know, when I was one random thing that I used to remember when I was a kid was that randomly I thought for the longest time when I was a kid that we already were settled on like different planets of the solar system.
Wait, so you just thought, oh yeah, like I can have family on Mars, kind of different planets, or entirely different species on different planets?
Well, no, it's more like I thought we had the like mining stuff or like people mining
Oh.
different planets because when I was a kid, I used to go to my uncle's house all the time and I would be on his computer playing StarCraft. So I just assumed we were already like on Mars and other planets.
Like, how old were you though? That's the question, right?
I was like
Because
4 or 5.
that's acceptable then.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but what like reinforced it was like every once in a while I would find like a random painting or picture of like some sci-fi art, and it'll be usually like some astronaut mining on like some desert planet with some giant machine in the background, and I'm like, oh, okay, I think like that would be cool to go to Mars one day and like and just go like do what they're doing. I'm like, oh, never mind, no one's actually done that at all. You know, That's how huge my imagination was when I was
Oh,
a
they're
kid.
close. But where?
Time for killing.
Oh, they're around here somewhere.
I'm just destroying stuff as I go along. This is helping
Oh,
out
they're moving-
someone's quest.
They're moving up. They're moving that way towards the purple marker.
Alrighty then.
Kids do not drive like this in real life.
Yo, no, absolutely not.
Oh no, they're moving that way. They're moving somewhere that way towards the west. They're moving west. They're moving west.
Way back when, like with my main squad, like we established a bunch of like ground rules, right? Okay, to ensure survival.
Yep.
A lot of those rules we've basically thrown out now. Anyway, one of them was, if you see two teams fighting, you don't instigate, right? You don't
worry.
instigate.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah, no, I see. I'm just taking a long way around, okay? We can destroy objects while doing this. We have like 4.5 minutes of like hunting time.
I park
Okay.
myself on the top of a hill, and I see in the distance a squad fighting each other. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I'll just zoom in and have a look at them, see what they're doing. Beep. Shit, run.
Oh, the wasp got bounced.
There we go.
I was about to say that you like flip the truck over.
Oh, if one of you guys shoot the thingy-majiggies up here,
A what?
and then someone.
Oh.
So yeah, didn't you know that was a thing? You have to like loot
you-
something, as far as I know.
Nice.
There you go.
Have they just?
I even got XP for that.
Yeah. Like, that's what happens when we share
It's our XP.
hours.
Let's
Are they
get
just?
let's get caught like communists
Oh.
about hey, whoa.
Oh,
There they are.
there.
There. I see them. Alright, I'm getting out.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Ope is right.
Oh, nice.
oh, he
Hey,
was.
coming up
Nope,
top. They're down.
Darn it!
broke one.
I did absolutely terrible with my
I'm going.
It's behind another
I need to
pillar.
like reload. Are they leaving?
Nah,
Boy,
there's still
this-
one guy here. Up
Nope.
and there's
I'm down.
oh, there's 2 Doomslayers. Like, this is like
Yeah,
a
there are.
ah.
Oh, that's so many guys. What the hell?
How many?
Alright.
There's a full team of 3.
No,
Oh, they're
there's
all.
2 different teams.
Okay, and like
There's 2 different
out.
teams.
one of them is
Yeah.
like all Doomslayer as well. Like they're coordinated.
You know that rule, right? That rule. If you see two teams fighting, you don't interfere.
You don't interfere.
That's why
Yeah, you just sort of like wait it out, and then you just
the reality is we don't do that anymore though. We pick fights.
yeah, no, because I'm of the thought of like, yeah, you sort of want to wait until it looks like there's one side more favorable than the other, so you help them along, or you alter the results so then that way whoever is left standing, you have the advantage on taking them out as well. Like if someone's getting curb stomped, you sort of leave them be to see whether or not they succeed, and then you just do like a pot shot or 2 on the opposition just to sort of make it a little bit easier. But if it's like an even fight, oh yeah, you can pick whoever you want.
You know what that is, Sean? That's a page right out of the CIA. That's the
You can't use my name in the real stream.
oh, sorry.
It's all right. Alrighty then.
Trying to be good about that.
I was
trying to be very good
I
about
was here and I didn't even hear it.
No, it's okay. Good.
I'm on
Forget
my
it.
phone.
Alrighty then. I am gonna go and call it a night there, Cookie, for Engrel, and get ready for having us go on a little raid. Let's see. Who is online? Who should we go and break in on?
All right. Well, have fun with that,
Uh,
Grant. We'll see you around.
Not to worry. You have a good evening, Rufio.
Yeah, see ya. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Laters. Alrighty.
Oh, I'm still here.
Let's see. Jump to cons.
Wee.
Amazingly enough, under the red. Oop. Let's go with. It has been a while since we've raided into Ryder the Sausage, and it looks like they're doing some Kingdom Hearts bullshit. So let's go and
Sure.
raid into them. Ding. And it will be our classic raid message. Himbo raid. Show us your cutest guys, gals, and non-binary pals, or prepare to get swole. And otherwise, I want to say thank you everyone who came along to tonight's stream. I greatly appreciate it. I'll need to adjust some thingamadiggies on the stream on my side. Sky, thank you for keeping me company with the Fortnite and trying to get me through some of the matches. It was really good. I enjoyed my time with you.
problem.
So yeah, and I'll see you all next time.
Later.
Bye for now. And 1, 2.